Now here, we're still adding a fraction to a mixed number, but for these questions, we'll need to think really carefully about how we write our answer. So first, we have 1 and 2/3, and we're adding 1/3. We can start by adding the fractions in the question, so 2/3 plus 1/3. The denominator stays the same, and 2 plus 1 is 3. But we can't write 1 and 3/3 as our answer, because in a mixed number, we need a proper fraction. Now 3/3 is the same as 1 whole, because 3 divided by 3 is 1. So when we add the 1 whole that we've made from adding our fractions to the 1 whole that we started with in our question, that gives us our answer of 2. So our answer is just 2 wholes. So sometimes when we're adding a fraction to a mixed number, we can still get a whole number as our answer if the fractions add together to total 1 whole. Next, we have 2 and 3/5 plus 4/5. So we start by adding our fractions. The denominator stays the same, and 3 plus 4 is 7. So adding our fractions has given us 7/5, but we can't write 2 and 7/5 as our answer because we can't have an improper fraction in a mixed number. So we need to turn those 7/5 back into a mixed number. 7 divided by 5 is 1 remainder 2. So as a mixed number, 7/5 is 1 and 2/5, because 1 times 5 is 5, plus 2 is 7, and that's the numerator of our improper fraction. But 1 and 2/5 is not our answer, because we've only added the fractions. So we need to add what we got from adding our fractions to the whole number in our question. Now 2 plus 1 is 3, and the 2/5 stays the same, so our answer is 3 and 2/5. Finally, we have 1 and 3/4 plus 3/4. So we can start by adding our fractions. That gives us 6/4, but 6/4 is an improper fraction, and we can't write 1 and 6/4 as our answer because we can never have an improper fraction in a mixed number. But we can change 6/4 into a mixed number because 6 divided by 4 is 1 remainder 2. The denominator stays the same, so as a mixed number, we have 1 and 2/4. But that's not our answer, because again, we've only added the fractions, and we have 1 whole in our question. So we need to add what we got from adding our fractions to the 1 whole that we had in our question, and that gives us 2 and 2/4 as our answer. And we can see what we were doing here. So for this first question, we started with 1 and 2/3, and we were adding 1/3. But when we added our fractions, we got 3/3, and 3/3 is the same as 1 whole. So putting that together with the 1 whole that we started with in our question gave us 2 wholes as our answer. Then we had 2 and 3/5, and we were adding 4/5. Now when we added our fractions, that gave us 7/5, but we can't write 2 and 7/5 as our answer because we can't have an improper fraction in a mixed number. So instead of 7/5, we needed to change that to 1 whole and 2/5. Putting the 1 and 2/5 together with the 2 wholes that we started with in our question gave us our answer 3 wholes and 2/5. Finally, we had 1 and 3/4, and we were adding 3/4. Adding our fractions together gave us 6/4, but we couldn't write 1 and 6/4, so we changed the 6/4 into 1 whole and 2/4. Putting the 1 and 2/4 together with the 1 whole that we started with in our question, gave us our answer 2 2/4. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that was helpful. If you're a teacher or a parent, then please subscribe or go to keystage2maths.com to download resources for this lesson and many more. That's all for now. I'll see you in the next video.